Hi everybody, Nightmare on Scam Street. I'm just going to give a chance for people to catch up. Apparently the other day the stream didn't go out very well, or none of the alerts did. So we're now on COVID day 13. And I'm still testing positive. Although, to be fair, the positive wasn't as sharply defined as other days have been. Right, so we'll get moving, we'll let people catch up. That'll be me. Yeah, today we're gonna do a flight from Glasgow to Dublin. A fairly straightforward flight. However, I'll show you in a second on the McDo. I've set it so that after so many thousand feet, I can't remember, we're going to get an engine fire on engine 1. It's going to be what they call a 2-bottle fire. It's going to need 2 lots of extinguisher to extinguish it. That's the most you can have. There are two extinguisher systems, 2 bottles as it were. You can do one and then you wait a bit and then you do the second one if the fire hasn't gone out. You always try and not to use 2 unless you have to. I'm not quite sure what the extinguishant is. I'm sure someone will be able to tell me in the comments. So that's us coming up to the whole point for runway 23. Real live weather today. Live, everything's live basically. So we've got live traffic, live weather, and a live fire. I'll show you on the McDo and when we stop and wait for takeoff clearance. Stop there. Contact the tower, request takeoff clearance. So this is going to give me my up-to-date barometer readings. 3015. So I got those off of the ATIS, so I know they're okay. Now there are other aircraft around today, but I don't really care if I'm in their way. Yeah, I'll show you where I've set up the fire and how you do it. There's something you have to do first, which is really quite important, otherwise you'll end up with a fire on your engine instantly. And I mean really instantly. So yeah, you have to tell it it's a conditional fire, and the condition you set afterwards, like when you've reached 12,000 feet or something. So what I've done, I've set it to let us get up to so many thousand feet, as I've said. I'll show you in a moment once we get lined up. Just very gently touching the steering thing. Can't remember what you call it, tiller. As you can tell, the COVID hasn't completely gone, but I'm feeling a little bit better. I was feeling quite horrible yesterday. So what we've done, we go into McDo menu, and up here there'll be failures, manual and random. You click on the manual failures, and then you scroll down until you find fire. And when you get into fire, you can have 2 bottles, 1 bottle, or not. It's not showing on this. I'm not going to go out of the menu because I've got this activated. So I've got a fire 2 bottles, which is conditionally activated somewhere. I can't remember how many thousand feet it is now. So that's going to be interesting because I have actually honestly forgotten. I know it was not quite as high as the cruise height. And it was more than 6,000, so it's probably about 8,000 feet or something. It's crazy not remembering. And there's the unextinguishable fire. So anyway, that's the fire. So we will get an engine fire, and I'll be working through it. We'll be following all the ECAM messages and instructions. It's very work intensive if you're a single pilot. Anyway, we better get off the runway. I think people are going to be nagging us in a minute. So let's get the throttles up. Stable, up to flex, hand on the tiller, slightly nose down to make sure that the steering nose wheel has traction on the runway. Feels like there's a bit of a side wind trying to push us here. Now what I've done already is forgotten to lift up the instrument so I can see how fast I'm going. So I know V1 VR is around 140, so we can safely get off the ground. And there we go. So gear down, well, gear up I should say. I think it thinks we were still going to be oops, this is what happens when you're not paying attention. Are we going to make it? Oh dear. Anyway, we'll restart. Darn it. Oh, that's a shame. We might have to reset all the I'm going to have to reset everything. I'm going to go off air just now and come back in about 10 minutes when I've got everything reset. Unless anybody wants me to go through the startup again. I'll just leave it on. Why not?